This is Sue Erickson, the Soggy Stamper, as you can see by my sign here. My email address is sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is soggystamper.com. And my online store is creationsbysue@stampinup.net. I also encourage you to go to my blog and then sign up for my mailing list. I send out a newsletter once a month, and then on a weekly basis send out a shorter email with an exclusive tutorial and a couple of hints, and as always, my class schedule. So that's an advantage that will come to your inbox just without you having to keep track of it. And this video, when I finish, will be put up on my YouTube channel, The Soggy Stamper, so you can go back and stop and start it as often as you want. And you can refer it to your friends. Okie dokie. Well, my clock says it's 3 o'clock, so let's get started. So this is the card we are going to make. I love the shimmer of this flower. This is the Peony flower. It has a series of dies to make this nice 3D effect from it. And so this is what we are going to be making. Set that aside for now. The card base is the New Evening Evergreen cardstock. It's one of the new In Colors for the 2021-2023 years. And it is quite a dark green, but it goes so well with other things. And I have used one of the gorgeous hand-penned designer series papers. This is the reverse side, which is very pretty too, but I chose to use the back side of it. And I am cut it out with this die from the Scalloped Contours dies. So I used this one for that. Later, I'm going to be using this die for the label. And one thing I discovered with it is that this seems to be a cutting edge along here. It actually doesn't cut it off, but just cuts a slit in it. Be interested to see what people do with that. So I'll set that aside. But first I'm going to put down this layer and be done with it. A little bit of Stampin' Seal. I'll put this in the corner like that, and I'll set that aside. Now the dies for the Peony, there's a lot of them, and it can be rather confusing as to which ones go where. So this one and this one, there's 4. Nope, I'm sorry, there are 5 for the layers of the Peony. So there's 4 of them. So I cut them out of the shimmer vellum already. So we have the 4 these two, and this is the polished pink color. So those two go together. Yeah, let's turn it right. And this one goes with this one. And this one goes with this one. And then the little center of the flower I cut out of the pale papaya of the shimmery cardstock, shimmery vellum. Now the best way to put these together is to start with the smallest piece. Let's see. So we'll start with the stylus, or the things, and we just slip that into here like that. And I'm going to hold it together. Oh my goodness, look at that. I almost put it on the wrong side, because there's the back side. Here's the shimmer side. That would have been sad news to get rid of the shimmer. And I have discovered that the glue dots do not show up through this shimmer vellum, so I'm going to use glue dots to hold the pieces together. Hi Terry, glad to have you watch. Hi Ro, welcome. Okay, so I'm going to slip a glue dot behind. Oh, maybe I'll do it first this way. I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of that centerpiece. And then slip it in. And I don't think there's any specific correct way to put it in. Okay, so that was the smallest. This is the next largest. Man, it's hard to pick these up. Okay, here's the next largest, and this slides in here. And notice that the bottoms all match up. If you've got them positioned correctly, along the bottom edge, see how they match up? See that? Okay. And I'll slip a glue dot between those. And then we'll slip another next to the largest one. Will go on next. And you slide it down until the bottoms line up. It was nice that they were consistent with the way the bottoms go, so that you know exactly how they fit together. Okay. And I think I'll slip a glue dot under those. Okay, and then the biggest one goes on last. again, you line it up so the bottoms match. Well, they're supposed to match. There we go. See, like that. And I'll put a couple of glue dots on this one. Slip one under this side. Well, fiddle, they slipped a little. There, that's better. There. Now go through, kind of shape it a little bit. And his tendency is to curl the petals out, but if you've ever looked at a peony, they really kind of do curl in at the tips, not out. But you need to get a little bit of separation. Down near the bottoms. Now on this one, to show the edges, I used the dark polished pink along the edge and then had a hard time blending it out. And I found that the light polished pink blend does a better job, I think. It's not quite so strong, but it still highlights the edges, and so I just kind of went along the edge like this to darken it slightly. Where you would expect to find shading, be a little bit here. It's a rather subtle shading, but I like it. There. So can you see the shading? It's just slight bit of shading on the edges. And can you see that shimmer? It is really stunning. Okay, now the leaves. Here's a little tricky thing about the leaves. We have 3 different sizes of leaves. And there are 3 different dyes for the highlighting or shading of the leaves, like that. And they fit in a very specific way. So this one follows along the side like that, see? If I tried to put this one along there, it doesn't match up. So these 2 go together, and these 2 go together like that. And then this one goes with the smallest leaf, like that. It took me a little while to get that figured out. as to which ones go together. And I've already cut them out, 2 of them, because just running through the die cutting machine is not that exciting. And especially since my die cutting machine doesn't have a magnetic sheet plate for it yet. And if I had been smart and had some of the vellum backed with our sticky sheets, I wouldn't have had to glue them down. I could have just peeled off the backing. And stuck them on, but, oh, come on. Well, my pins, gotta go get my pin. Okay, where are you, pin? So just use tiny dots. Yeah, come on, tiny dots. Okay, let me try a different one. There we go. And if the dot's not quite tiny enough, I'll smear it with my finger. This is not going together right. Well, heck, somehow they got cut out. No, surely they didn't get cut out at the different. No, that one doesn't fit either. Well, shoot. Well, see what I said? It's very specific, and I did not get it very specific. So we'll just scrap that one for layering. This one's right. Wouldn't you know, as soon as you shake it, you get a big glob. So you see how that just kind of curls around? And it adds a little bit of depth. So I attached it to the back of the peony. With a couple glue dots. There. No, with the adhesive, not glue dots. And uses some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up. Now the Stampin' Dimensionals do show through the vellum, so I'm going to avoid putting them on the leaves. Hi Sue, thank you for watching. I'm glad you like this. This peony was one of the things that caught my eye first when the catalog came out last year. Okay, next for the greeting. And I chose the greeting from Wishing You a Little Extra Happiness from the Pansy Patch stamp set. And I already have it mounted here. I'm going to stamp it with the Evening Evergreen onto white cardstock. And I'm using the next to the smallest. I want to make sure that it would fit. Okay. One of the things about stamping first and then cutting is you don't have to worry whether you get it straight. Yay. Get out my trusty little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And this says very close. It barely fits. Yeah, let me slide it this way. The greeting barely fits in the frame up and down wise. And I am going to stamp it off to the side like this. Stay put. Okay, so it's not staying put very well, so I'm going to use a piece of washi tape to hold it. Because I do not want it to slide. Aha! I almost had it over the edge there too. My die. Yeah, I know the dye's off the edge, but that's okay because I'm going to shorten the whole piece. It's a little trick I have learned. Because I didn't want the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is, well, let me show you before I put the machine in. So here's the trick. First off, you notice that this cuts clear through, and that's going to make a difference. But what I'm going to do now that I've cut the outside, I'm going to put this dye down, matching up the scallops. And as you move it around, you can generally feel the cuts. Let's see if I can make it a little bit shorter. No, that's going to have to be where it is. Okay, and I'm going to turn it around so that I just cut that one end. Instead of running the whole thing through. That way, if I haven't quite got it lined up well, it won't damage the whole thing. So then run it through a second time. Just past that spot and back out. And there I have it cut out. Didn't get it very straight after all. Bummer. Thought I was doing good, but I cut off a little bit of the scallops on the edge. Hey, wait, that's the way I meant to have it be, right? If we make a mistake, it's because that's the way we wanted it. So that's the way I wanted it. And then, wait, put it on there. I think I'm going to try this a second time, just because I've got an extra piece of paper and I can. I will stamp it over again. So I was trying to put, I am putting the line, the edge here. Let me move it up so you can see. The edge of the die right along the top of the letters. Okay, now I'm going to move it up and put the die, match up those scallops. And put that again right at the edge. And this time it feels like it's kind of locked in there good. Gonna turn it around. I like this little mini because I can fit it under the camera so easily. And I did not mean to go all the way through, but I was talking and got distracted. Aha, this looks much better. I can tell already. Sigh. Washi tape took off part of the paper. Well, rats. But you can see, and I could possibly stamp it again, but I'm not sure I would be able to get it perfectly lined up. Not too bad. And that goes right down here. And I'm going to go ahead and call that good, because I can take my marker and darken in the part that's missing. And the shadow just makes it like I meant for it to be that way. When I made my first card and I cut this out and the edges came off, I was surprised. But I decided I like it that way. So there you are, the finished card. Nope, not quite, because I will put, before I send it, I will put a white layer inside here so I can write on it, and then on the back I'll put my name. But there you have it, this beautiful shimmery, can you see the shimmer? Let me see. Anyway, the shimmery vellum paper and the prized poppy dies makes for a lovely card. Thank you for watching. If you need any of the products, my store is Creations by Sue at stampinup.net. My blog is soggystamper.com. I will put the measurements and what I used for this on there in case you need to check it, although the measurements are pretty much straightforward. But I will put the supplies, I will write it, put it up there. And the video will be on my YouTube channel, The Soggy Stamper. I'll probably get it up there tonight. And if you have any questions, you can either give me a call or email me, sue@soggystamper.com. And I want to remind you again to sign up for my mailing list to get updates of things happening at Stampin' Up! And to get a newsletter once a month and a weekly tutorial of some sort. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next Friday afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.